What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking our top 5 can't miss early round running backs. Basically, these are the guys that are as close to a sure thing as possible when it comes to fantasy success this 2023 fantasy football season. So make sure to tune in. If you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. Let us hear it in the comment section. Do you agree, disagree, along with any other questions you guys might have, along with any other names you would include on this list and why. But with that being said, let's get right into it. And look, as the name suggests here, when it comes to can't miss surefire running back selections come draft day, naturally, these are going to be earlier round selections, but we're not just going to go with the top 5 running backs. Don't worry. We're not going to take the easy way out. In fact, we're going to skip the top running back overall, who is Christian McCaffrey. We're going to start with Austin Ekeler. He is the RB2, and he's been a guy that we have been pounding the table for, I believe, the last 3 seasons. I mean, I don't want to say that we were the ones 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it is now, that were the leaders in the Austin Ekeler fan club. But if you go back there weren't too many other fantasy analysts, fantasy channels breaking it down for pro Austin Ekeler like we were at that point in time. And just like then, now we are saying this is probably the last chance to get in on Austin Ekeler, because we wouldn't be surprised if Ekeler is on the way out from the Chargers after this year. But look, that's a conversation for another time. Right now, when it comes to PPR formats, which is what we're focusing on here, Austin Ekeler is as sure thing as there is. You know, I didn't include Christian McCaffrey on this list because I'm a little bit more worried about his injury history. I think that the 49ers use a little bit more running back by committee, whereas Austin Ekeler and the Chargers, well, he is going to get force-fed the football as their primary rusher and one of their top-notch pass catchers as well, and he doesn't quite have the injury history of a Christian McCaffrey. Also going to be a little bit cheaper, but again, not by much. I really, really like Austin Ekeler. If you wanted to make the case that Austin Ekeler should be the RB1 this year, I really wouldn't have any issues with that. So to me, he is that first name on this list as far as can't miss running backs. But let's go on to the next name on this list. It is Bijan Robinson, who comes in at the running back 3, at least here on the Fantasy Pros half PPR 2023 fantasy football draft rankings. On a lot of other platforms, he isn't this high, so do keep that in mind. Obviously, these rankings are going to be a little bit different, whether you're looking at ESPN, Yahoo, NFL rankings, whatever. We're just happening to be using Fantasy Pros because I think it kind of does the best, most accurate job, at least the closest to how I would rank some of these guys. So Bijan Robinson is also my running back 3, and the reason I'm personally high on him, look, I get it. He's a rookie, so there are some concerns there, but, he's a durable guy. He's a guy that, you compare him to the hype that he was getting. The last running back that received that type of hype, that type of admiration, was probably Adrian Peterson back in the day with the Minnesota Vikings. And I think Bijan Robinson is probably one of the best running back prospects we've had come out in recent memory. And the fact that we are in 2023 and he went top 10 as a running back when the running back position is so devalued in the NFL should tell you a lot here, folks. The Falcons have one of the better offensive lines in the NFL, which is a really, really good thing for Bijan Robinson, obviously. He's a great pass catcher, which again is going to boost up his stock in PPR formats. And if you're kind of wary on the fence about taking a rookie early on, or why is a rookie running back on this can't miss group of prospects? Well, compare him to some of the other early round running back selections from the last few years. You think about guys like Saquon Barkley. You think about guys like a Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott. You look at them in their rookie seasons, they were all pretty successful. And when you invest that type of draft capital on that position, when typically you can have similar type of success at running backs, whether you get them in the second, third type of round, they're very replaceable. If you invest top 10 draft capital on a running back, you are going to get your money's worth from them, especially early on. That's why I think as a rookie, honestly, Bijan Robinson might be more valuable than anything right now compared to moving forward, because after this year, the wear and tear is going to start to build up, things like that. But right now, he's as fresh as he's going to be. So I'm a big fan of Bijan Robinson. He is the number 2 guy here on our list. Now let's move on here. We're going to take a little bit of a jump. We're going to go to the running back 6. That is Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns. We're passing up guys like Jonathan Taylor, guys like Saquon Barkley. For me, Nick Chubb now, look, I've always been a Nick Chubb talent fan, but fantasy-wise, it's been iffy because Kareem Hunt has been in the picture. I mean, and to his credit, though, Nick Chubb has produced even when Kareem Hunt has been there, but I always thought that his upside was capped because of that. But now with no more Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb is the main guy, especially when Nick Chubb is going outside of the first round typically. Whoa, that is tremendous value. And I think that really all of his career highs up until this point can potentially be improved upon in 2023. The Browns have a solid offensive line. Deshaun Watson now an extra year with this offense, an extra offseason compared to last year, not going to be as rusty. That's going to help everyone, including Nick Chubb. I think there's going to be more scoring opportunities in general. Nick Chubb isn't going to be vultured by, the likes of a Kareem Hunt. And compared to like a Saquon Barkley, he doesn't have to deal with that franchise tag issue. He doesn't have to deal with a quarterback that's going to vulture as many touchdowns as a Barkley and Daniel Jones or as a Jonathan Taylor and an Anthony Richardson. So that's why I really like Nick Chubb. I think he is, again, even in standard formats, forget about it. He's even more of a sure thing to me. There he is a no-brainer of a top 5 running back. But again, I'm giving him his roses even here in these PPR scoring formats. Next, we're going to look at the running back 9 on this list. That is Tony Pollard of the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to put a little bit of a caveat here. This one is as long as Dallas doesn't add another veteran running back. Because up until this point, they haven't. And that's telling you that they feel really comfortable giving the majority of the workload to Tony Pollard. And he's handled it pretty well the last few years when Ezekiel Elliott was there and when he's kind of been a little bit iffy, a little bit injured, a little bit hampered. And I think Tony Pollard is going to be the dude. I know he's coming off an injury from last year, but he's going to have the entire offseason to rehab it. The Dallas Cowboys franchise tagged him, so they're going to get their money's worth from him. You can absolutely bet on that. And again, he's in a really good offensive situation. High pass catching upside as well. Very efficient. So I'm personally very excited about Tony Pollard this season. I've seen him go at the end of the second round. Again, depending on the size of your leagues, I think that's really good value. So to me, Tony Pollard is one of these guys where I'm really excited about him. Without Ezekiel Elliott, you should be all in on him. If for some reason, another veteran running back is added, like a Leonard Fournette or something like that, then I understand. Then we're going to pivot a little bit and we can find another name. But for now, I think Tony Pollard, as of mid-July, is in a very good situation. And then the last name on this list, we're actually going to do a little bit of scrolling down. And if you've been keeping up with me so far this fantasy kind of season leading up to the start of it, you know that a running back that I've been very high on, much more than consensus, is Miles Sanders of the Carolina Panthers. I've broken it down. I've called him basically the next breakout running back, the next Josh Jacobs of 2023. We saw what Josh Jacobs did last year, basically going from a 3rd, 4th round selection to a top 5 running back. I think Miles Sanders has that same type of upside. He is going to a team that paid up big for him, made him one of the highest paid running backs this offseason, and they're going to get their money's worth. He is the best running back they have on that roster, the most complete running back they have. They've talked about, him and his rookie season when he had like 50 receptions, duplicating that. So that pass catching upside is going to be there. He is going to not really have any vulturing issues from other running backs or from the quarterback position in Bryce Young. The Panthers have a sneaky good offensive line. Miles Sanders is somebody that I'm very, very excited for. The Panthers, they feature the running back position. We've seen it before with, obviously the days of Christian McCaffrey, but even before that with guys like Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams. So Miles Sanders, I'm very, very excited for him. Yes, he is lower down on this list, but that doesn't matter. If we are good at evaluating the running back position and finding guys that compared to where they're being drafted are, again, to me, very close to can't miss, I will include them no matter what. And Miles Sanders is absolutely part of that company just because he's going from the Eagles to the Panthers, who, selected 1st overall. But don't forget, that's because of a trade. Shouldn't scare you off from it. He's going to get a ton of volume. And I say this all the time, volume is king. I think he's in a much better opportunity than people realize. So Miles Sanders concludes our list of the top 5 can't miss running backs for this 2023 fantasy football season. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree, disagree? Who else would you put on this list and why, along with any other questions you guys might have? We will do our best to answer them all. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys in future videos.